Mike Rizzitiello, College Place City Administrator, here with your April 2024 City Project Update. We recently just had our council meeting on April 9th, and a lot of stuff was passed. Here's a synopsis of that. The council accepted a Transportation Improvement Board grant for around $480,000 to put in pedestrian streetlights, a lot like the ones you see on College Avenue and 4th Street along Northeast Rose Street between Ash and Cary Court. They'll go between the roadway and the multi-use path, and that has to be completed substantially by the end of this calendar year, so be aware of that. Also, they granted authority to start Phase 1A improvements at the wastewater treatment plant. These improvements have to happen no matter which way we go, as far as if we keep the full plant going or if we send some of the treated effluent over a wall. There's mechanical improvements that have to happen regardless, so that is happening this spring into summer, so that's what that was. Also, council accepted a Safe Streets for All grant. It's a planning grant, and they'll pay for a consultant to do basically a complete street study, and we'll also fold in elements of ADA transition plan and local road safety plan. While we already have these plans, the federal government has mandated essentially a complete outline of what these plans look like in order for us to be eligible for some new grant programs from Federal Department of Transportation. So once we get this new plan, there'll basically be a summary of all these other plans. Then we'll finally be eligible for implementation money. And it's not just for federally classified streets. Some of these new Safe Routes grant programs are for all streets. That's why we're making a concerted effort to get this plan done. Also, City Council awarded the Martin Airfield planning study to JUB engineers. As you all may recall, about 2 months ago, we accepted a $100,000 grant from the State Community Economic Revitalization Board to do a study out by Martin Airfield to determine type of infrastructure and other needs to see what's required out there as the airport improves and they make improvements to the surrounding land as well. Also, a contract for park plan was approved as well. This is needed because per state law with the Recreation Conservation Office, where we get a lot of our park grants from, you have to have a park plan that is adopted every 6 years, otherwise you're deemed ineligible. The current park plan we have expires at the end of this year, thus why we need a brand new plan. There'll be a lot of public outreach opportunities with this plan because we need to put in what the parks are going to look like for newer subdivisions. We have that residential subdivision. They'll be going through the hearing examiner process later this year across from the high school, and then longer term there'll probably be some residential south of the active Martin Airfield runway, and those will trigger parks. So we really need to work with the community to determine what do these parks look like. That way they fit everyone's needs. At the upcoming April 23rd meeting, which will be at 7 p.m., there'll be discussions about parking lots. As y'all may recall, with our tax increment financing district for College Avenue and Stone Creek, we have some money in there to go acquire some land and then build publicly owned parking lots. That way we could waive the parking requirement along College Avenue, and we believe that'll encourage reinvestment in properties. So we have students over at Walla University who've developed a rubric to prioritize which properties are best, and then they'll be presented to council, and then we'll be entering negotiations with key landowners, whether it be for outright owning property or even leasing property if it's in the best interest of everyone involved. So there's that. Then there'll be a resolution of support for an active transportation grant to be doing engineering work for Southeast 12th Street, because to tee that up for construction, we really need to engineer it first. So we're trying to get money to do that. Also, there'll be there will be an agreement with the Department of Ecology allowing access to the Lions Park Community Center. As you all may recall, in previous meetings, we are assembling money after the Lions Park renovation to go demolish the current structure and replace it with a multi-use library, childcare, commercial kitchen community center facility. We are working with the state brownfields program though, because with the current building, when it gets demolished, it's of the vintage, it being built in the 1960s, where there's some question of behind the paint, is there lead, is there asbestos? This evaluation will determine that, because if there is, the demolition costs will be more. However, if we participate in this program, State Department of Ecology will pay most of it, which is what we all want. So that's why it's key they get involved. And then at the May 7th workshop, which will be at 5:30 p.m. at City Hall, there'll be discussions around agreements with Valley Transit about co-developing bus stop facilities as we build new corridors and streets and such. Also, recycling will be revisited as far as going over a survey that was conducted with the community and just discuss about if we want to bring back curbside recycling or have a facility where people could just bring recycling to a container that's central in the city, and then Basin and Disposal can haul it out as it's needed. And then the park board, they'll be meeting Friday, April 26th. They'll have a very busy meeting because they're going to start going over initial designs for Veterans Park. As you all may recall, we got a state RCO grant to go put in pickleball, basketball, and then restrooms out there. So they're going to start going over what that looks like, and then also a kickoff to the overarching park plan as well. Going over parks, couple key things to go over. Right now there's work going on at Kiwanis Park. We have electrical being installed out there because we have multiple events going on this summer. Our summer camp will be out there through the YMCA. Also, private events like Spring Fling will be out there coming up here in May. Movies at the park, even farmers markets relocating there. So it's all hands on deck to get electrical out there. Reason we're moving farmers market this year is because Lions Park, after all these years, is finally happening. So if you go out there to right now, you will notice that the entire park is fenced off. So what does that mean? What that means is that through the duration of this year, probably into early next spring, Lions Park will be completely off limits, because if we open up sections of that park, then that's going to increase mobilization and coordination costs, and it's going to make this park project go a lot longer and be a lot more expensive. Having it just closed off, we're able to just have Nelson Group go to town and get it done. Access will be maintained to the community center though, because the Lions Club does schedule events for that. But beyond that, the rest of the park will be off limits. It's currently fenced off, so until the park is fully renovated, that's just how it is. And Veterans Park will be working on those renovation plans. Fire department, they're always looking for volunteers. If you want to volunteer for to be a firefighter or EMT here, the number to contact Firehouse is 509-529-6506, 509-529-6506. Also, for Public Works, a lot of projects going on right now. Later this month, we will issue a bid to go fix up the crosswalk in front of the post office on College Avenue. So that means going into May, there'll be construction over there, but upon completion, it'll have bump outs, rapid flashing beacon, probably be one of the safest, well-marked crosswalks in the valley. So end result will be great. Also, wastewater treatment plant, we're going to start the mechanical equipment replacement there, so that will be going on. Also, we're getting the bid out to do construction work on Northeast Damson. Northeast Damson is being paid for by a Transportation Improvement Board grant, but that roadway will be reconstructed between Cargill and Rose Street. It'll have concrete sidewalks, pavement, full base, rapid flash and beacon across Rose Street so folks can get across. There'll also be a little sidewalk apron added on Damson from Rose to get across the railroad tracks so people aren't having to walk out in traffic. And then as part of that project, we're also going to be restriping Rose Street from Lambert to Cary Court to match what Walla Walla is doing with their complete street treatment. As I earlier mentioned, Lions Park is under reconstruction. For Southwest Majanier between College and Blueview, we've now been approved to enter the right-of-way negotiation phase. So for landowners that are along that section from College Avenue to Blueview, if Universal Field Services contacts you, that's what it's about. We just need like little narrow strips of like 5 to 10 feet of right away, depending where you're at along the corridor. Majanier Road, we're positioning that to do full reconstruction in 2025, maybe later this year if the right of way process is timely. Department of Ecology, they approved our plans for lift station number 5 replacement, so we'll be going out to bid on that. The lift station's over on Southwest 1st, mid-block between Evans and Academy Way. It's going to move from the sidewalk to some property we acquired, and then the road will get rebuilt with sidewalks. So Southwest 1st will be really nice. Also, we're going to be doing 10 years worth of sewer lining this year. That's where you put a poly resin tube, inflate it, and you cook a new pipe inside an old pipe. We're going to begin the bid out on that. So if you see trucks with poly resin tubes driving around here, that's what it's for. So our sewers stay in tip-top shape. Soon we'll be having our engineer, JUB engineers, doing survey work along Southeast 8th. As you all may recall, we end up with a MPO grant and then a Transportation Improvement Board grant to go put sidewalks in on Southeast 8th between College and Larch. So if you see them surveying, that's what it's about. They're going to be doing engineering this year. Likely construction will be later this year and next year. But then we'll have a solid sidewalk the whole way from downtown to Lions Park. Drinking water system, well number 7, that's currently being drilled right now, Southwest Teal. We have an earmark for well house construction, so we'll get right to that. We believe the drilling will wrap up sometime this summer. And then reservoir number 4, the new water tower out on the grounds of the treatment plant. We're working on engineering on that right now, and we're trying to tee that up for construction probably within the next year or two, but we're trying to write a lot of grants and fundraise for it because water towers are very, very expensive. And then for state legislative earmarks, we believe grant agreements will come out in June or so, but we end up with 2 earmarks, and we wish to thank our 16th district legislators, so Representative Clicker, Representative Rude, and Senator Dozier for $2.5 million for the community center replacement at Lions Park, and then we got about $1.2 million to go do some energy efficiency work out at the fire station. So that's some great news. So as usual, a lot of stuff's going on. As things change, we'll let you know. But with that, thank you.